Welcome. This lesson is about key action number 3, which deals with the importance of schedules. The late Stephen Covey once said, "The key is not to prioritize your schedule, but to schedule your priorities." Now, if you've never read or listened to his powerful book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I suggest you do, because this principle-based book has the power to change lives. Proper schedules do this for us. They allocate appropriate amounts of time for completing our own and others' work, help us avoid scheduling conflicts, and help us develop timelines and milestones. When you say, "I'll have it done next week," do others believe you? If not, it's probably because you have missed deadlines in the past. Scheduling projects effectively will help you first develop and maintain trust. Meet deadlines and avoid last-minute rushes. Keep your commitments by ensuring all project parts are completed on time. Build in adequate lead time to acquire materials, equipment, information, and resources. Scheduling helps us anticipate problems and opportunities so we can develop contingency plans. Let's look at what number 1 in your guide says. Develop a schedule for each of your projects or assignments. After determining the required actions and resources for a project or assignment, establish a schedule that ties them to specific time frames and dates. Determine the time frame needed to complete each section. Even the most detailed schedules can be thrown off course because of inaccurate time estimates. To estimate time frames more accurately, ask yourself these questions. Are there any industry or organizational standards for expected completion times? How long has it taken people to complete a similar task in the past? How many people will be devoted to each task, and how productive are those people? Do I have the right people scheduled to do the right thing at the right time? In other words, who is effective and at what times? Have I added buffer times to allow for unplanned events? To provide data for future time estimates, document actual times for each step of the project or assignment. Also, document where delays occur. The next thing to do is determine task relationships. To help determine how to order tasks best, consider how they're related. The independence or interdependence of tasks will determine whether they can be completed simultaneously or not. So, consider the critical path and identify the independent tasks. In the image on page 21, you can see that 7 tasks need to be completed. With the first 5, you can do them sequentially. In other words, one after another, or at the same time, because the people needed to do them are available, as well as the resources needed to do them. In the image on page 23, you see 2 tasks that have to be done at another time, such as on a specific date when someone is available to do it, or when a resource becomes available. In your workbook on page 22, let's look at how to use backward planning to schedule subtasks and learn why it's essential. If a project needs to be completed by a fixed date, work backward from that date to schedule tasks. Backward planning involves first estimating when tasks on the critical path need to be completed to meet the deadline. Then, once you've set these dates, schedule other tasks. For example, the annual report needs to be printed by the end of February. Tasks on the critical path are printing the report, laying it out, editing, and writing. Using backward planning, your schedule might look something like this. If your schedule exceeds the time allowed to complete the project, either find ways to reduce estimated times or move the deadline. And to reduce time, consider the following. Reevaluate the task relationships to identify additional tasks that could be performed simultaneously, or break down larger tasks into smaller subtasks that can be performed simultaneously. Start tasks sooner in the process. Outsource tasks. Use people with higher skill levels who can complete the task more quickly. Increase the time commitment of part-time personnel or add resources. Reduce the quantity or quality of output. Now I know this is a tough one for a lot of people, but remember, a schedule is a tool and will either help us build trust or lose it. It's always better to underpromise and overdeliver than to overpromise and underdeliver. Next, determine milestones and their completion dates. Milestones are vital checkpoints in a project, such as delivery dates, deadlines, and significant achievements. And use them to evaluate and report progress, determine whether the project is on track, and anticipate missed deadlines. Next, present the schedule graphically. For those that are tech savvy, Gantt and PERT charts are very helpful. Anticipate and plan for missed deadlines. You must determine, is there enough time to complete the actions, especially if some are new or unfamiliar? Also, check to see if there's any slack time, such as a possible delay that will not likely affect the completion date. Check to see where potential delays can occur. Determine which actions can have a dramatic impact if they were delayed. Is there anything that's likely to change inside or outside the organization that will affect your schedule? Double check to ensure you have prioritized tasks from high to low. And ask yourself, are you willing to rearrange people and schedules to get the project completed on time? Develop a master schedule for all your projects or assignments and schedule events. Record all those events that you'll attend in the next 3 months on a calendar. Events might include team meetings, appointments, one-on-one conferences, callbacks, luncheons, and workshops. Determine how much preparation time you need to allow for these events and block out this time on your calendar. Treat this committed preparation time as you would any other time of the day. If anything else comes up, schedule it in other open blocks and not during preparation time. Schedule tasks to meet short-term and long-term deadlines. List deadlines for each project or assignment over the next 3 months on your calendar. And be sure to list the tasks required for each meeting deadline. Be sure to block off time to complete each task until you have allotted enough time for each deadline. Also, remember to update your calendar daily. Schedule high priority items first and plan less important activities around them. Be sure to schedule miscellaneous time and schedule time each day for routine activities. Be sure to schedule time each day to tie up loose ends from the previous day and catch up on activities from the previous week. And remember, don't block out all your time. We tend to either be an optimist or a pessimist, but when making schedules, be a realist. Leave some time to handle unanticipated events or new assignments. Regarding key number 3 in scheduling what we do with our time, remember what John Haggai once said. Without a preset time limit, what could be done in 90 minutes may take 6 hours. So meet me in the next lesson for key number 4, where we will learn how to leverage resources.